Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here. Once again, we're back in Forza Horizon 5. Last time out, we had a new lead change on the leaderboard at the La Selva Scramble. And since then, I have gone back around it a couple more times just to try to get a little bit more familiar with the track with the Buick. This is a different tune with the Buick. It's 448 horsepower, so technically not, 450 horsepower set limit. But it does have a stupid amount of torque. And that's like as much torque as the Camaro we had go before, but it's naturally aspirated. It's just stupid. I did get a faster time, but I didn't save it. I got like 2/10 faster. Most of it was just taking the last corner better, though, so it wasn't even about the car. Regardless, we're going to see what we can do next. The Camaro is still on top. And we're done with Chevys for now, although I have tuned some more to come back to in the future. For now, though, we're going to get away from Chevrolet and hop into Dodge. Yep. We got quite a number of Dodges to go through. The Dodge Viper is not going to be available, even though it is in B class. I could only get it down to B class using the diesel engine to increase its weight. Otherwise, it stays in A class. I tried, but, Now we're going to start off with the Charger. You can see with the Supercharger, it gets a stupid amount of torque and power, but naturally aspirated. All these Hemi cars have the same horsepower, pretty much. Well, obviously, but same torque, same power curve. The difference is the Charger is very light. 2,900 pounds versus 3,200, 3,100, even 4,000 for that car. So being the lightest Dodge that's going to go around the track here, how will it do? Its stats don't lie. It seems to be pretty well balanced. Let's give it a go. I gave it the blower intake because I thought it was cool, even though it isn't naturally aspirated. Got a 5-speed. Everything else here fairly standard. We do have race brakes, but we should be able to stop pretty good. So like I said before, I did do some more laps around this track, like 10, 15. But all I did really was learn how to take the last corner a little bit better. Will that actually apply for here? I don't know. How does the Charger turn? The Charger turns good. That said, it wasn't at full speed there yet. That's right, we have race brakes. We can take that a turn braking zone way later. Now, this engine can actually rev quite high, like almost 7,000 RPM. But the red line doesn't like it to go that high. So I may actually need to shift up a couple times here to stay in the power band. We're not too far down on power. We're just losing torque. So I'll try 4th gear. Fourth gear seems okay. Keep almost all of our torque. And a lot of our power. So now is a time where we get to see how we're doing up against the challenging car. And looks like my car just holds it in 4th gear for better and for longer. We got a pretty good line through here with the good old Dodge Charger. I'm pretty sure leaving it in fourth is better for like all the off-road section because we stay in the torque. But we do have like, you know, rev range to go, I think, all third gear as well. But look at this. We're getting ahead in fourth gear. No need to shift down. Of course, we are lighter than that Camaro. So we should be able to turn better at the expense of being worse through the water. We have one more lap to go in the Charger. I'll try to be a little bit more concentrated here. I can take that turn so well. I just need to not bunk the wall on this left-hander coming up here. And we should be good for a clean lap with the Charger. We bunk a rock, but that's not a wall. Ah. You see, that time I lifted for a second to not hit the wall. And that time I just sucked and missed a checkpoint. Ah, man. The Charger can do it. It just doesn't have the, you know, overall stability that the Camaro has. It's right here with it. And through the early tight corner sections of the lap, it is definitely the faster car. But once we get off-road and have to ask more of it, it gets thrown around a bit too much. That's how it goes. With more laps, I'm sure I could have gotten it with the Charger, but with only 3 laps given to each car, I gotta be fair, and that's it for the Charger. Not only could I not beat it, I couldn't even get a clean lap. That is an issue of skill, I'm pretty sure. If it would just let me, like, continue lapping and choose a new car without having to go through all this loading here, that would be way faster. Back in we go. For the next dodge. It will be the Charger Daytona. So the Charger still has a chance. The issue here is, though, it's 1,000 pounds heavier with the same engine. It says we have more speed and better off-road handling, but less on-road handling because, you know, we're 1,000 pounds heavier. But with the extra 1,000 pounds, will we have more controllability? And plus, the Charger Daytona's handling in general is just pretty legendary. That said, the rear wing in this game does absolutely nothing. It maxes out at like 100 pounds or something stupid like that. So it does actually nothing. There's the tune. I actually do have adjustable gear ratio in this car. Not bad. I'll do that just cause. And yep, maxed out the rear wing is only 118. Normally it's like, you know, 300 or 400 in Forza Horizon 3, 4, etc. let's begin. Now this car's engine, despite still being a Hemi and getting the same exact horsepower and torque as the previous one, this one can actually rev. This one revs to 7,500. So same power, same torque, but higher revs. That's gotta mean the power band is different. Well, obviously, but how much different? I have no idea. This is gonna be another 4th gear run. You did see I did max out the rear wing just because it's so little. It doesn't really matter. I'm hoping it'll help maintain some stability. Because as you saw last time out, even though we had a better rear wing, even minimum, we did have some stability problems. Now, I'm thinking that's because this car weighs a lot more, that it's more planted. And you know what? I think that might be right, because we did not get anywhere near any wall this time around. We got to some rocks, but that's because I was just taking a different line. How are we doing for speed? Yeah, gonna be low on acceleration, I think, because, you know, we weigh almost 4,000 pounds. But other than that, the grip feels like it's there. We're not on race brakes, though. I can definitely feel that. That time the back end did get away from me a bit. I had to correct and hit a wall because of it. I'm wondering if I need 5th gear for the dirt. At least once we get up to speed. Because we're getting towards the top of the revs. Maybe it's just perfect and I don't need to shift up. That's the new line for the last turn to get a better run onto the first straight. Just brake early and turn even earlier. Now I messed up coming in here before. I'm gonna try to fix that here. That Camaro really is something else. I'm surprised we actually got as close as we did in the Charger. Because let's not forget, we're running naturally aspirated on these Dodges so far. I'm pretty sure that Camaro's got a supercharger of some kind. Gave the wall a small bunk. It wasn't enough though. Likewise, it's not enough for this car to get the get that Camaro. Okay, that wall is it. This time too much. Do we really have another car that I get no clean laps on in all 3 attempts? That's the best lap, but we're 2 seconds down. Dang. That car felt okay. I think it was just too heavy for its own good. It didn't have enough handling for its weight, or enough torque for its weight. So like I said, I was able to beat that car by a couple tenths in the Buick when I retested it, and that was mostly just due to me getting the last turn better. Not even about this car having, you know, an extra 100 foot-pounds of torque than it had before. Because that doesn't really matter since you're at the top of the rev range. Once you're at the top of the rev range, the torque drops like a rock. Dodge has one more chance for this episode to get back on top, and I'm wondering if it'll be able to. Actually, I'm top 1,000 in the world. Not bad with the stock engine car. Normally, you would just LS swap it and throw a boost at it. Now, this last car, it was very difficult for me to get even remotely close to this. In fact, 430 horsepower, I was not able to match the 450 horsepower Spec series. But that's only because getting off-road race tires on this full stop is so difficult in B-Class because it gains PI so fast. And you'll see here, we don't have any tire widths, and we have like really big rim sizes just to get the weight up. The fact that I was able to get any engine upgrades, like I think I have oil and like, you know, an intake, that's it. That's actually quite commendable. We couldn't get any gearbox upgrades, so we're a 4-speed. We maxed out at 120. That's going to be an issue. Rear downforce, because adjusting the downforce here would do actually nothing, but give us less grip. I just have maxed it out to try to give us any hope of handling, and to keep the back end under control with those tiny back tires. So I know this isn't going to make the top of the leaderboard. And there's our stop. There's our top speed, 123, 124. We do handle pretty well, you know, as you would expect for a car pretty much built for racing from the factory. Granted, it's built for drag racing, but still. Now, I did try to build this car for the mountaintop rally stage that we did before, that Oldsmobile and then the Honda Mugen won. So, the fact that you didn't see it in this series showed you that I couldn't get it to even be anywhere near competitive. This time I was able to put on off-road race tires. I couldn't do that before, but it's a clearly compromised build. I have no idea why this car is so quick to gain PI. At least with the Buick, even though it's heavy, it handles great. This car, it's not even that light. And its stock gearbox is kind of trash. So why would it gain PI so fast? I have no idea. I'm just leaving this in 4th gear the whole time. I actually do pull ahead, but I suspect the Camaro will go zipping past any moment now. Yep, there it goes. I'll try downshifting here. We have no tire width to help us not slide. It's actually really annoying to me that in this game you cannot buy other barn find cars, because there's plenty of other builds I want to do with like the Mustang 2+2 Fastback or the Dodge Viper like 90s one, but the game only lets you have one of them. So, you know, it's just stupid. This car is not handling too bad off-road once we get going, but it's clearly not meant for this kind of racing. A 132.2, that's about as good as the first car we had go around, what, the Audi? This car does have good acceleration, it just doesn't have the grip to actually utilize it. And the tires are so small in back, I'm actually not even on full power for a lot of the lap. Like, I tried to, but then I realized I'm just about to spin out pretty much everywhere. So I'm at like 3/4 throttle, half throttle for a lot of the lap. At least at the early part. Here it's all flat out for every car, because it's mostly a straight line. You can actually keep the Camaro within, like, viewing distance for the majority of this lap, so that's pretty cool. Not as slow of a car as I thought, but it's not going to win. It's a cool car, it's just every game it's in, it's always got the problem of building PI way too fast for a muscle car. If this was a lightweight Lotus with like 100 horsepower and putting on 10 horsepower gained it 20 points, that would make sense. Here, though, when it's already got, 400 horsepower, putting on 10 raises it 20 points still. It just doesn't make sense. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. I think the Dodge Charger, the first one, had the most chance of winning. I just suck. So, in a perfect world, that would have won by like maybe half a second. But I just couldn't find it in me tonight. That's it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed some Dodge Chargers going around, then do leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Game Boy. I'll see you all in the future.